Join me as we learn Chitas for Thursday, Parshas Mikeitz, the fifth Torah reading, which is chapter 42, verse 19. Im kein imatem. Yesterday we learned about where Yosef's brothers come for the first time to Egypt, greeting Yosef while they don't know that it's Yosef. Yosef knows who they are, and Yosef accuses them of being spies. He puts them in prison for 3 days, and now he tells them the only way that they will be able to tell if they are truly not spies, if they bring their brother Binyamin with them. Verse 19. Im kein imatem, if you are being truthful, therefore let one of your brothers remain hostage in the present place of your detention. The atem, and you guys, lechu, will go, haviu shever yavim b'teichem, while the rest of you can go back and bring back the produce for the people at home of your household, for the hunger, to those that are hungry in your household. Rashi 19, beves mishmarchem, sha'atem asurim bayachshav, in the place where you're now imprisoned. Va'atem lechu heviu, where you're going to go and bring it, leveis avichem, to the home of your father. Shever ravim b'teichem, what are you going to bring back? Mashekanisem l'reyavin, what you bought because you were hungry, you're now going to bring it back to anshe batechem, to the people that are hungry back home, that they should have what to eat. Verse 20. But you must bring back your younger brother with you. And this way you will be able to substantiate the words that you said, and you will not die. And they agreed to this. Rashi says, comes the word v'ye'omnu, it's from the word amen, to believe that it's true. Yis'amtu v'yiskaimu, it will be substantiated, it will be true. Amen, amen, like when a person says amen, amen, it's true. Like it says in the book of Kings, your words will be seen truth. Verse 21, Vayoimru ishal achiv, and one man said to the other, Avol hashemim anachnu, however we are indeed guilty. Allah na'alchinu, about our brother, regarding our brother, asharinu tzaras nafshay, therefore we saw his anguish, v'yischanenu yaleinu, and he was pleading to us, v'leishamaynu, but we did not listen. Al kain, therefore, ba'yaleinu atzara azais, we have now, this misfortune has come upon us. Rashi, verse 21, Avol, bikushta, the Targum gives the explanation that it means bikushta, in truth. And the Rashi continues, for Isi Bebreshis Rabbi saw in the Medrash, Kilishna Dreimol, it's a terminology from the people of the south. Avol means but, however. Biram means, in truthfully, this is why it happened. Ba Elenu, the word ba, if you notice, Tamay bebeis, it's on the base, telling us, Lafishu Lashon Avra, meaning of the past. Shekvar ba, that means this tragedy that's coming to us is because of something else. Targumai Osalana came to us. Vayan Ruvain, verse 22. Vayan Ruvain Oisam Lamer, and Ruvain responded to them as they're saying, this is because of us that we did not listen to the son. And Ruvain tells them, Halo yamarti aleichem, haven't I told you? Lamer saying, Halo yamarti aleichem, haven't I told you? Didn't I tell you so? Lamer saying, Al techtu b'yela, do not sin against the child. And you didn't listen to me. Not only did you not listen to me, v'gam damei nidrash, you all even called for spilling his blood. Over here, Ruvain is the first person to say in the Torah, that we in history, that says, I told you so. Didn't I tell you, don't kill him? V'gam damei, Rashi says, esin v'gamin ribuyin. Anytime where it says es and gam in the pasuk, it is extra. Damei, what does it mean, damei? The blood. Whose blood? That means it's coming to tell us an extra thing here. Not only the blood of Yosef, the gam damazokin, but also the blood of Yaakov, meaning the pain and suffering that Yaakov is going through. Verse 23. V'heim lo yadu, they did not know. Kishemei Yosef, that Yosef understood exactly what's going on. Because there was an interpreter the whole time translating from Hebrew, from Lashon HaKodesh to Egyptian. Rashi explains, Heim lo yadu, they did not know, that Yosef understands everything that's going on. They were talking in front of Yosef in the holy tongue. They didn't realize that who Yosef was and that he understands. Because Generally, when they would speak to him, when they would talk to Yosef, there was a translator between the two of them, that knew the land of the holy tongue, Egyptian. And he would translate their words to Yosef. And then reiterating the words of Yosef back to them. Therefore, they thought that Yosef doesn't know the holy tongue. Hamelitz, who was this interpreter? Zeb ben Asher, that was Menashe's son that served as the interpreter. Vayisef me'aleim, and Yosef turned aside from them. Vayefk, and he cried. Vayoshav aleim, and then he came back to them. Vayidaber aleim, and he spoke to them as follows. Vayikach mi'itam, and also he took from them as Shimon. Vayesres leineim, and he imprisoned them before their eyes. Rashi, Vayisef me'aleim, what did he do in order for him to cry? Not that he just turned away, but actually nisrachik meleim. He went further away from them, that they should not see that he's crying. Vayefk, why was he crying? Because he saw that they regret what they did and about selling him. As Shimon, why did he take Shimon out of all the brothers? Because Shimon was the one that threw him into the ditch, into the pit. Who Shamar Levi? He is the one that told Levi, look, here's the dreamer coming. Let's throw him into the pit. David Acher, another reason, which you can explain why Shimon was the one. Because Yosef wanted to separate him from Levi. Because he knew already that Shimon and Levi together equals trouble. Maybe the two of them will come together and they'll want to kill him. And therefore he imprisoned them in front of them. Rashi says, why does it say in the Torah specifically in front of them, in front of their eyes? In front of their eyes, it looked like he was in prison. But as soon as they left, he took him out, gave him to eat, and they gave him to drink. Over here we see something very interesting, that some may ask, what was Yosef doing here? Wasn't this a sort of revenge? Why would he have to get back at his brothers? Is this befitting of Yosef, the tzaddik, to revenge, especially that his father is suffering? But Yosef actually wanted to bring them to a state of tshuva. And the only time somebody can have true teshuvah, true repentance, if they are brought back in the same particular situation and they would do something differently. And over here in this case, and that's why we see later on with Binyamin as well, when he sees the brothers regretting what they've done, so he sees the first step of teshuvah happen, that they regret what they've done in the past. But now, as we continue to see further, he makes them bring Binyamin to see if the same scenario would play out, how would they react and what would they do then? Then he was able to bring them, and that's why he cried, because he brought them and he saw that they came to the fullest level of teshuvah. That's why Ruvain is the one that responds. Vayan Ruvain, haven't I told you so? Because Ruvain was the first one in the Torah who perfected the concept of teshuvah. That's why he wasn't there when Yosef was sold, because he himself was doing teshuvah. Verse 25. Vayitzav Yosef, and Yosef commanded, Vayimalu eskinlayim, and they filled, and he gave orders to fill their containers, bore with lots of grain, ulahoshiv kaspeim, and to return their money, ish al sake, each person to his sack, velosis lamtzeda laderech, and give them food, provisions for their journey. Vayaslam kain, and the order was carried out so. Verse 26, Vayisu ashivram, and they loaded their produce al chamereim on their donkeys. And they departed from the land of Egypt, and that was afterwards when Joseph released Shimon and fed him a meal, as we read in the previous Rashi. Verse 27, and one of them, now that they were continuing to travel, so one of them, which was Levi, opened up his sack, to give food, fodder to his donkey, bamolain, at the hotel. Vayaris Kaspai, and he saw his money, and he sees that it was right there at the opening of his pack. Verse 27, who is the one that opened it? Who? Levi. That's Levi. How do I know that he's one? Because he's missing his companion. He's alone. Now he's not with Shimon. Ben Zuga, who was his peer at all times, and whatever they did, so now he's considered one on his own. Bamolain. What does it mean in the hotel? B'mokim shalonu alayla, the place that they rested overnight. That means after they left Egypt, they stayed over there overnight. Am tachtei, hu asak, that's the sack that they had. As we were told, he was told to put it in their sacks. Verse 28, and he tells his brothers, Hushav Kaspi, my money was returned, and it's also in my pack. Their hearts sank. And they were trembling, saying one to another, what is this that God has done to us? Verse 28, that means the money. Not only the money, imatfu, with the grain. In a way of worry, in concern, like what is this bad that's happening to us? That we have now this problem against us, that this they're going to concoct some type of theory against us. The only reason why this was given to us, because they're framing us and saying some type of libel that is going to happen to us because of it. We continue in the Torah, verse 29. As the brothers come back home, Yaakov, and they came to Yaakov. Yaakov, and they came home to Yaakov, Arza Canaan, to the land of Canaan, and they told him, say everything that occurred to them and happened to them, Lamer saying, the man of the land, the man who was in charge, the master of the land spoke to us very harshly. And they accused us of being spying the land. Verse 31. And we told them, we are honest, we are truthful people. We are not spies, we were never spies. Verse 32. We are 12 brothers, from one father. One went missing, and the little one, the youngest one, is with our father, Beretz Canaan, in the land of Canaan. Verse 33. And so the man said to us, which man? The master of the land. By this way I will know that you are saying the truth. Your one brother, you're going to leave with me. And the food that you need, the hunger for your household, that you need for the people of your household, take and go home with it. Verse 34. And only then do you must bring back your younger brother. Eli to me, in this way I will know that you are not spies, that what you're saying is truthful. I will give you back the brother who I'm keeping here, and you'll be able to move about in the land freely and not being able to worry. What does this mean? And Rashi explains, the word tischaru doesn't mean over here that they're going to be able to do wholesale and business here. It means to save. You'll be able to move around. Anytime we talk about the word socharim or schara, generally can be business or material used for business. Al shem shemechazrim v'sevim. The reason is why they're called peddlers or material is because they go around from place to place selling achar pragmatia, to selling their business and selling their wares. Verse 35. And while they were emptying their sacks, and each one found the money pouch in the sack. And they saw all the money that was there. Them, and their father, and they became afraid. What does it mean? Kesher kaspe. That the way they would keep the money was like in a handkerchief, in a kerchief, and they would tie it on the top, so therefore it was called the tied up money. Verse 36. And their father Yaakov said to them, Oysi shikaltem, you are bereaving me of my sons. Meaning, Yosef enenu, Yosef's not here, Shimon enenu, Shimon's not here, Ves Binyamin tikachu, and now you're going to take Binyamin as well? Alai hayu chulana. All this has befallen me. Rashi, Oysi shikaltem, verse 36. We can see over here that he's telling the brothers, Melamed, that he's accusing them. You're the ones that made me bereaved of my children. Melamed, this teaches us Shechashadan, that Yaakov accused them. Shemaharugu, maybe they killed Shimon. Oymecharu ke Yosef, or they sold him like Yosef. They were concerned, what's happening here with Shimon? Something that's fishy. Shikaltem kol mi shabanav avudim, any person who loses his children, Kari Shikol is called bereaved. Verse 37. Verse 37, Vayomer Reuven el Aviv, and Reuven says to his father, and Shnei Banai Thomas, you put my two sons to death. If I do not bring Binyamin back to you, Tano Yisal Yodi, give him to me, and I will make sure to bring him back. Verse 38, and he said, my son will not go down with you. Binyamin he's referring to, Ki Achiv Meis, his brother already died, and he's here alone. And maybe a tragedy might befall him, a disaster may come upon him while he's traveling. That you go, and you'll bring down my old age, my white-haired head, down to the grave in grief. 38. Rashi, he did not accept this, what Reuven said, that my two sons will be killed if I don't bring him back. Omar, Yaakov said to his older son, my oldest son, is he foolish? He says nonsense. He says to kill his children. You think that my grandchildren are not like my children? What does he think he's going to do? That he's going to kill his children because he didn't bring back my son? How does that even make sense? Chapter 43, verse 1. Because now they're back in the land of Canaan, negotiating with their father, Yaakov doesn't want to let Binyamin go down. However, things are only getting worse. The famine in the region is becoming severe. Verse 2. And it was when they've consumed all the produce that they have brought, as Ashever, the produce that they ashed of Mitzrayim, the produce that they brought from Egypt. And their father told them, Shuvu, go back, return to Egypt, get us some produce. Buy for us some food. Rashi, 2, kasher kilu lechel, when they finished eating. What does this mean? Why did they wait until everything was finished? Yehuda gave this advice. Amar Lam, he said, Hamtinu lazakin, let our father wait until he sees that there's no bread at home. Things are going to become desperate, and when things are desperate, his mind will change. Kasher kilu, when they finished everything. Kat shehitziu, when they finished everything. V'amatargum, and as the Targum says, kat sapiku, when they completed everything they had. Toya, that's a mistake of translating it that way, because you see in the verse of the pasuk, Kasher kilu agmalam lishtes, when the camels conclude drinking, and therefore over there he translated kat sapiku, that until yet it wasn't finished. Keshesasu, when they drank, they sipukam, enough that they had. Ugamar shesiyasam, that's when they finished drinking. Avolzeh, but over here in this case, it's not the same translation. Kasher kilu lechel, when they finished eating, doesn't mean when they ate enough, but kasher tam ha'oichalu, but when there was no longer any food left. Mitargaminon kache tziu, that there's no food. That means when he spoke about the camels drank enough, but there's still water in the pitcher. Over here, we're talking about that not that they ate enough, but when they completed eating everything that they have. Verse 3. The brothers protest to father Yaakov. Vayomer love Yehuda. And Yehuda tells Yaakov, Hey, banu aish. Didn't we tell you the man where we get the food from sternly warned us, saying, Lamer saying, Leisiru panai, don't you see my face? Bilti achichem itchem, unless your brother is with you. Rashi, ha'ed, this terminology, the double terminology, Loshin hasra, like a warning, Shastam hasra, which just means a person giving a warning. Masra b'fnei edim, because usually when a person does warning, it's in front of witnesses, and therefore he uses a terminology, hey, coming from witnessing. V'chein, we find this in other places, like in Jeremiah, avisechem, didn't I warn your fathers? Reid ba'em, or in the book of Exodus, when it comes to the sin of the golden calf, God tells Moshe, go down and warn the people. Do not show up unless your brother's with you. Unklis targum. Don't see me without your brother with you. Unklis targum. The Targum translates, Elokin barachuchin imchem. Do not come unless your brother is with you. Yishev hadavar lifnai v'lidiktek letargum achaloshin mikra. Though he explained it according to what it was correct, however, he was not particular to make sure it could be by the exact language of the verse. Verse 4. If you decide to send our brother with us, Nerda, we will go down. Nishbar and we'll get food for you. 5. However, if you do not send, loinated, we will not go down. The man said, Elenu to us, do not show up, unless your brother is with you. Verse 6. So Israel said, why did you make it bad for me? Why did you do such a terrible disservice for me? Why did you have to even tell the man that you have another brother? Verse 7. So they responded, it wasn't our fault. The man asked us where we were born, about our birth. Lamar saying, is your father still alive? He asked us about our family. Do you have another brother? So we told them, according to the truth. Would we have ever known that he would tell us that bring down your younger brother? Rashi, verse 7. The simple interpretation is about our family. Madrashi, the Medrash explains, he even told us exactly what the cribs in our home is made of. Gilalanu. Yesh Mefarshim. Others explain, Eitzah comes from the word advice. When a person speaks quietly, meaning that the person knew the details of our family, even in the deepest secrets he knew. We told him that we have a father and a brother. According to what he asked, we had to answer. Rashi, ki yomer, asher yomer, meaning, would we have known that he would have said it? Ki meshamish b'loshin im meshamish b'loshin asher. The word ki can mean if, how if, would have, also can be in the word asher, that. Like we mentioned many times, ki can have 4 different types of terminologies, different interpretations, and this one is if, until he would say his words. Verse 8. Yehuda told his father Yisrael as follows. Yisrael loved his father Yisrael. Shilchan hariti. You know what? Send the boy with me. And we will get up and go. And we'll be able to live, and we will not die. Gam anachnu, us. Gam ato, so to you, gam tapenu, as well as our little children. Verse 8, Rashi, v'nichya, why does the Yehuda say this twice? We will live and not die. Generally, if you live, you're not dying. Nitznutzabay, over here, he said a spark of divine inspiration of Ruach HaKodesh to his fathers, al yidei alichazu, because of us going to Egypt, tichiru kacha, your spirits will be uplifted. Shnemer, as it says later on, v'tichiru ruach Yaakov aviyem, that it uplifted the spirits of his father Yaakov. We will not die, berav, in hunger. Why did he have to expand so much? But this is what Yaakov was telling Binyamin. This is what Yehuda was telling Yaakov. Binyamin, when we talk about, it's not definite if he's going to get killed, if he's going to get hurt. Safik yitafis, safik lo yitafis. A doubt he will be taken, a doubt he won't be taken. V'nanu, but if we don't go down, kulanu mesim, we're going to die for sure, berav. Im lo yinelech, we're not going to go. Rather, put down the doubt and take what's definite. Definite is that we're going to die. And put down the doubt, maybe something will happen to him. Verse 9. I will be his guarantee. I will guarantee for him. Miyadi from him, and making sure that it will be all right. Tivakshenu, I will guarantee. Miyadi tivakshenu. From me you can demand, if I don't bring him back to you, and I will have sinned against you, I'll have to be present to you, and I'll sinned against you for the rest of all the time of my life. What does this mean? Rashi explains, I guarantee you, I will not bring him dead, but alive. Because if I don't bring him back, then I'm willing to put my world to come on the line. Verse 10, for had we not lingered up until now, that means if we're not for the waiting, keeping us delay, we could have been back twice already. Rashi, if not for you us holding us back al yadcha, because of you holding us back home, For Ayinu Shavim, we would have returned him Shimon with Shimon, and you wouldn't have to been in pain all this time. Verse 11, Vayemer Aleim Yisrael, and therefore Yisrael tells them as follows. Im Kain, if so, Yisrael Avim, their father Yisrael. Im Kain, if so, Eifai, then Zeis Asu, this is what you should do. Kulach Aleim, Kumi Zimis Haaretz, you're going to take some of the best food of the land, the most celebrated parts of the land, B'kichleichem, with in your containers. What are you going to take? You're going to bring down to the man as a gift. Ma'at sari, a little balsam. Ma'at dvash, a little bit of honey. Nechois, and some wax. Veloit, lotus. Botnim, pistachios. Ushkedim, and almonds. Rashi. Ephai, what does the word Ephai mean over here in this case? Kolosh and Ephai, Losh and Yeserhu, and any time this word Ephai in the verse over here seems like an extra verse, an extra word, what's it coming to tell me? But Lesak and Amilah B'Losh and Ivri, it's there to correct and to fix the words in the Hebrew language. Imkain, therefore, what does it work here? As Dake Glases, what in this case, what does it refer to? So therefore, what do we need to do? Shashalchenu imamchem, in order to send Binyamin with you. Tzarichani, at least Lachzer Levakash, have to think about what kind of way. Meaning we're here, some type of correction, some type of advice that can be done, and therefore, what does he say the advice is? And therefore, I tell you what to do. The word mizimras comes from the word midishabach ba'ara. The Targum says from the best, the choicest of the land. The reason why it was called zimra, everybody sings and is great and is happy that it came to the world. Nechois, the word nechois over here, Rashi tells us, is shaiva, is wax. Botnim, Rashi says, I do not know what kind of fruit are called botnim. However, Bepirush Aleph Rav Mocher Reisi, in the explanation of Rabbi Mocher, I saw that he explains this to mean in, as they call it, pistachios. V'daimali shehem afarsikin. This is what is called in other places. The rabbis call it afarsikin, and over here Rashi calls it pistachios. Verse 12, the chesef mishtek b'yedchem, and take along with you double the amount of money. There's a kesef hamushav, you're going to take the money that was returned to you as well, b'fiyam techesechem, in your bags, v'kumu, and get up, shuv alish, and go back to the man. Kesef Mishnah Rashi, Pishnaim, you're going to take double of what you took before. Kechu b'yedchem, you'll take with you. Lishbar, you're going to take money to buy. Maybe it went up in price. Maybe there was a mistake by the guy that was in charge, and he put the money back in. Verse 14, and God Almighty will then have mercy upon you, will grant mercy upon you in front of the individual, in front of the man. And he will send back your other brother, meaning Shimon, and Binyamin, Vani Kasher Shakolti. And as for me, as I have been bereaved, so will I be bereaved. Rashi. V'kel shakai, ma'ata inchem chasedim klum. Now the only thing now that you did, your effort, you put in your part, you did your hishtadlus, as we call it, you're not missing anything. Ela tefillah, the only thing is that I should pray. Hareini mispal lechem, so I will pray for you. V'kel shakai, Shakai ben Asinas Rachamav, he is almighty because in his mercy that he has, and he has the ability to give, he will give you his mercy. That's a simple interpretation. Well, the Medrash, according to the Medrash, Misha Amar Leilam Dai, the word Shakai is the one that said that the world is enough, that he said this is enough of how much the world has to, in the creation of the world. Yemer Dai Letzaresai should already say enough to my pain and suffering. Because from the time I was a young man, I had only tzaras Lavan, I had the problems with Lavan, tzaras Esav, I had the anguish from Esav, tzaras Rachel, the anguish of Rachel dying along the road, tzaras Dina being taken, tzaras Yosef, and Yosef, tzaras Shimon, tzaras Binyamin, and of Shimon and Binyamin. V'shilach lachem, v'yifter lachain, he will then exempt you from Yipterenu Masurav, take you out of prison, Shalchenu send you free, Ve'noifel Ketargum Loshem Vishalach Sharei Lasham Him Holchem Etzai, because it doesn't mean that they will send you. It means that once you get there, he will be able to send Shimon out. Who? As Achichem, your brother Shimon, Acher, another one. And over here, Yaakov is saying things with Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh Nizra Kabaya. At that moment, he had a divine presence that came upon him that he was including L'Rabbis Yosef. Ani, however, and I, until you come back, I will be considered at Shuvchem. Until you come back, I will feel bereaved. Eya Shakol Misafik, because I'm in doubt. I don't know what's going to happen. Kasher Shakolti, just like I am bereaved. B'Yosef Shimon Shakolti, I'll be bereaved from Binyamin as well. Verse 15. And the brothers took the gift, umishna kesef, and a double amount of money. Lakhu biyadim, they took with them in their hands, ves Binyamin and Binyamin as well. Vayakumu, they got up. Vayerdu Mitzrayim, they went down to Egypt. Vayamdu lifnei Yosef, and they stood before Yosef. Verse 15, ves Binyamin, mitargamin, and the Targum explains what is he saying here, and Binyamin. Udevaru yas Binyamin, l'fishen likichas hakesef kichas adam shava b'loshen rami. The taking of money and the taking of humans in Aramaic are not the same. So therefore, he uses a different terminology for when Binyamin. Like something that's taken in your hand or something that you take with you. And something that you tell, come along with me, that you say udevar. This concludes the Torah reading for Thursday, Parshas Mikeitz, the fifth Torah reading of Parshas Mikeitz. As we learned today, Chitas, and I'm sure you'll check out Chayenu to see the details of it.